The gear behind John Mayer's solos, episode 7, Going Down with the Rolling Stones and Gary Clark Jr. This is arguably my favorite John Mayer solo tone of all time, and one of my friends, Gabe, actually messaged me asking me if I've done a video discussing the tone from the solo, and then I kind of thought about it and realized I've talked about it briefly, but I've never actually made a video just kind of dedicated to this tone, and it's one of my favorites, like I said, of all time. The main reason why I haven't discussed this tone too much on the channel is because the actual clip of the performance is another one like California Dreamin' on Conan, where YouTube will they're very aggressive in actually taking the footage down. It's very hard to actually find the footage. So we're going to go over the tone, all of the gear and everything, and hopefully I'll be able to play a little bit of the solo for you guys in this video, but I'll try and make do with as best as I can. Alright, so this performance was December 15th of 2012. John would join the Rolling Stones on stage for 2 songs, but Going Down is the clear highlight in my opinion, and like I said, the solo tone is one of my favorites of all time. So let's play for you guys the solo here. Hopefully I'm going to try a couple of different things of just trying to play the solo, trying to just play the audio as well, and hopefully it'll still work. Now, I hope you guys were actually able to at least hear John's solo from this, especially if you've never heard it before. It is absolutely incredible, and I've definitely tried my best. And if you haven't heard it, I've probably tried to upload it a few times to see if I can make it work. But go on Google, you can search this performance and find at least the audio from it elsewhere online that's not YouTube, so you can hear what I'm talking about. But for me, easily a top 5 Black One guitar tone of all time for me personally. And like I said, obviously, the guitar that John is using is the Black One Stratocaster, his number 1. I'm not really going to talk about this guitar too much because I've done a whole hour-long kind of mini documentary about this guitar, so go and watch that video if you want to learn all about this guitar. But moving on from that, we have John's amp setup, and this is kind of his classic smaller gig amp setup, and it's funny, I always come back to this amp rig as being probably my favorite amp rig of John's ever, because most of the tones that I love the most from John are in combination of just these 2 amplifiers, the 2-Rock John Mayer Signature and Dumble Steel String Singer 002. Both amplifiers are on 2 Alessandro cabinets. Virtually impossible to say what speakers John is using in them. I've talked about Celestion G1265, Celestion Sentries, Celestion Golds, Alessandro Neos. Those are all kinds of speakers we've seen him use in Alessandro cabinets before, but we can't actually tell what John's using in this specific performance, but something along those lines is probably what he had in there. But this amp rig, like I said, is just, it's quintessential John Mayer. I think most of his best tones have come with the pairing of the 2-Rock Mayer Signature and Steel String Singer 002 with Alessandro cabinets. For me, a lot of those performances I go back and frequently listen to are with this amp rig. And then we have the pedal board. Now, the pedal board features the Ernie Ball volume pedal on it, then the Boss TU3, followed by the Keeley Katana, then the Ibanez TS10, the Klon Centaur, and then to round out the very front row, the Way Huge Aquapus Mark I. Around this time, John did transition between using the AP2 Mark I version to the AP1. I can't tell from the shots we have of his board what version specifically it is, but you can see the little black cap kind of on top of the foot switch indicating that it is a Mark I version. Most likely the AP1, I would say, is kind of right around the lines of when he started to switch between using the different Mark I versions. Then we have the Pete Cornish TES on the back row along with the Strymon Lex. A pretty simple Mayer pedal board, and it's kind of funny to not see the Flint on a smaller pedal board of John's, but that was kind of just before this time when John actually would start adding the Flint into his rig, but that's what we can see there in terms of everything going on for the pedals. Now, when it comes to John's bass tone, if you listen to the entire performance, his guitar is kind of carrying a lot of the groove. It's the loudest in the mix, and because it's the Black One, a part of me thinks the Keeley Katana might be on just to help boost the guitar's output, but what John has on the entire time for sure is the Ibanez TS10 to help give him that main bass tone. It's just a matter of if the Katana is boosting it as well. You can't tell based on the angles of the board that you have to see if that faint LED would be on for the Katana, but worth noting, it's possible. And then as well, something I think that John might be actually using the entire time is the Way Huge Aquapus. This kind of feels like one of those kind of grooves in songs that the Aquapus would just be adding a faint slap back kind of to John's tone as well. So possible that it's on there. There are some kind of angles when it does a flyover of the board. I kind of think I can make out that the green LED of the octopus is on, but I can't confirm that. But I'm just kind of speculating with you guys and kind of theorizing what John might be using. But the one thing we can say for 100% certainty is the bass tone is the Ibanez TS10 at the very least. And then it's pretty simple. When it comes to the solo, you see John go over to his pedal board and step on the Klon Centaur to then create the solo tone. And that tone is just so incredible. It's a bit more bitey, like I said. It feels like there's a little bit more gain on his tone too. So maybe in combination with the settings of the Klon kind of being pushed after the TS10 kind of could be creating that tone. Maybe the Keeley Katana as well, like I've said, could be boosting the signal as well, giving it a little bit more than just the standard TS10 into Klon Centaur tone. But that's really it. It's pretty simple, it's pretty basic, but that's John's guitar tone. It's absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite Mayer solos of all time, and definitely a worthy addition to the gear behind John Mayer's solos for episode 7. Like I said, I just hope at the point of me recording this, you guys were actually able to hear it. Like I said, I would have tried my best. I know I'm planning on trying just to upload the footage. I'll upload then just the audio. If that doesn't work and the video gets blocked, and I'll try and just do what I can to make you guys at least be able to hear something. But if not, like I said, just go online. You can Google it. You can find it elsewhere on the internet as well. And there are some YouTube clips of the performance as well that do exist, which is weird. I don't get how YouTube will completely block, you know, someone's video that gets uploaded and then they'll let others go up. Like there was one while ago from this solo or this performance that had like close to 100,000 views, and then it got taken down after like 6 years. And then there's a couple others that you see get posted from time to time. They go up and then they get taken down after a while. So I don't know, but just know I've done my best. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If there are other Mayer solos you want to see me add into the series, as always, let me know in the comments down below. And shout out to my buddy Gabe. We had a university together quite a few years ago, and he had asked about this solo tone. So gave me the inspiration to actually make a video, regardless of whether or not you can hear the footage or not, that actually will talk about the tone and the gear behind it. So hopefully, Gabe, you enjoyed this video, buddy. And take care, everyone. I'll see you on the next episode.